Hello? Is this thing working now? Now is it working? For the love of goodness? Good. It's not. Here, I got a new lav mic. Great. Let's go ahead and get this stream started. Son of a bitch. 30 minutes late. The funny thing is I knew my microphone wasn't working because Bill Kavanaugh texted me right away, and I was like, what? And then I was trying to explain to you guys what I was going to do to try to make it work. I was going to explain to you what I was trying to explain to you. But that doesn't work because you can't hear me. So I'm sorry. I overlooked that. So anyway, restarted the computer. Like my lav mic still isn't working. Tried to reset permissions on StreamYard. Restarted the computer, unplugged that, replay. I have this issue once in a while, and I'm not sure how it resolves itself, but it does. And if you're wondering if I'm sick, the answer to your question, yes, I am. That's what you get for waking up in Vegas, right? All right, let's see here. How am I going to get this thing positioned correctly so that we have a stream that isn't me messing with the microphone the entire time? Let's see here. Gosh, Louise. What was that? Everything. Oh my goodness, this is not ideal. Stay there. There. I think we're good. Now I think we're good. Welcome to ADHD Whiskey, everybody. Happy Friday night. Should I have set this up a long time ago? Yeah. But didn't think it would take me this long to get everything situated. But it did. It did. I'm going to grab a blind pour from the 1 ounce Wednesday box to get this night started off all right. Or to get it finally started off. That's how we start these live streams. With this level of a cold, will I be able to distinguish anything? I don't know. But I'm on some medications here to free things up, and it seemingly is working. But we'll see how much. We'll see how well we perform tonight. With a blind sample first. Oh. I got one. I will put my fist in view, in focus, and open. And can you guys see what it is? Can you see what it is? Probably. Maybe. Probably not, considering how well everything has started off tonight. Anyway, let's get this bad boy poured in a glass. We'll put it out of sight. And then we'll put it down the hatch. Oh, man. Well, it smells like whiskey. There's that. That's a plus. Hey, Michigan State. Way to go, Spartans. Way to go, Tom Izzo. I was telling my wife that when I was... So a lot of people give me... When I wear this hoodie on videos, I get a lot of comments about it. I don't wear a lot of sports stuff because I'm not a big sports guy. But I do love me some college basketball. And I do love me some PBA bowling. When I was in high school, I wanted to go to Michigan State. I wanted to go to college there. Didn't end up going there. Thank goodness. I racked up enough student loan debt not graduating from 2 other schools that were a lot cheaper than State. So, but anyway, I was a big Michigan State Spartans basketball fan when I was in high school. So I watched them in the national championship in 2000. And then the draft class of 2003, obviously a great draft class as well. Final Four team. Or was that, 2003, 2005? A couple of those years. Anyway, in 2000, when they won the national title, Jason Richardson was playing basketball at Michigan State for Tom Izzo. And now 25 years later, his son is playing basketball at Michigan State for Tom Izzo. And that's just a really cool thing. And it makes me feel so old. So old. I am very old now. And that's what that feels like. That's what that feels like. It doesn't feel great, but young at heart, right? Young at heart. Malort will not knock out the cold Tony bag of donuts. Malort won't do that. It won't do it. Congrats on the PBA screen time. I have to run the randomizer. I'll do that after the stream for those patrons who posted those screenshots on Instagram. That was funny. Totally a sinus infection. Well, it started when you're. I've got to tell you all the stories about our trip. That's what we're gonna do. Tell you stories about our trip. A couple bottles I picked up there. Then Barrel King releases for April. I'm gonna open those, give them first tastes. Hopefully my friggin' system works well enough to distinguish some delicious notes. Gonna go over some River Roots barrel picks that I did that will be available soon to Patreon, and then yeah, let's start with that. First of all, I'll say hello to some people. Oh man, James Morgan's here, Richard Peterson, Scott Golson is here. It's a new name. What's up, Scott? And that's not a new name, and I'm just dumb. Hooper's here. CJP Bourbon is in the house. CJP Bourbon posted a picture of the fam when we were watching the PBA the other day, last weekend. Oh, whoa. What on earth did I pull out of that box? If this is not a strange pour, no spoilers, by the way, if you saw it. If this is not a strange pour, then my system is a foot or a rye or something. Speaking of a rye, this kind of smells like one. Oh, wait. By the way, my nose, before I got sick, wasn't like I had a super smeller. I was picking up on weird shit all over the place. And I don't know if my smelling is if I'm just getting bad, like if I have a superpower or if like it just happened right before I got sick, but my sense of smell went insane, crazy. Like I was smelling everything and nobody else was smelling it. And I was like, you gotta be shitting me. It's the strongest of smells that nobody else could smell. Maybe they were sick before me. That could have done it. Anyway, this is a very tart apple. It's whoa, a very tart apple-y apple, like it's almost exactly smelling like something, and I can't quite put it. It's not a sour. It's not like an caramel apple sucker, but it's in that vein. I'm gonna have to cough a lot tonight. I'm sorry, so you'll hear me mute it, or you won't. If you don't hear me coughing, it's because I hit the mute button great. Huh. Man. It is kind of like a rotten apple, but also like a soury apple candy. Huh. Super sweet. Let's put her down the hatch and see how she be. Huh. Oh boy. Pretty light and tingly. Sweet. Doesn't necessarily come off as very high proof. I think we're probably dealing with a rye here. And maybe like some sort of maybe like a finished rye. Do I want to say apple brandy just because it tastes like apples? No, but maybe. Come on. Oh, wow. It is a puckerer. What is that? Second sip seemed to be higher proof. Man, when I reveal this bottle, I will know a lot about how the tastings are going to go tonight. I think it is good. I think it is. It's a different one. It's a different animal. Let's see what it is. I got to know. Do I feel comfortable giving it a score? No, not even close. Oh, well, that explains why it's different. Hibiki 21, 86 proof from Bill Kavanaugh. Hibiki. First of all, Hibiki 21, is that like a super expensive bottle that I just kind of downed? 21 year Hibiki. So it's got to be a Japanese whiskey. And that explains why it was different and why it didn't really. Is like a sour apple a good note on that, Mr. Kavanaugh, if you're still here? If you haven't given up on me yet tonight? Does anyone get. First of all, tell me about this bottle. 21 year Hibiki. It's got to be expensive. Thank you, Bill, for this. 86 proof. I guess it kind of reminds me of like how we get grapefruit on Irish whiskey. I got that apple on this one. Oh boy. There's no moon. Yes, that's funny. Oh my goodness. I can't clip the blue snowball to my hoodie. That don't work. Oh my goodness gracious. Alcohol medication should be fun. Izzo is the shizzo. So good. Iron Mountain native himself. We need a cask strength single barrel ADHD Malort pick? No. We did a tasting in Las Vegas that there was we did a flight of drinks from around the world at the Coca-Cola place, and one of them had a very Malort aftertaste to it. And I can't remember which one it was. One of them did, though. It had a very, very Malort-like finish. It just lingered and sat there. I was like, this tastes like Malort. Mm-mm. Oh, I finally cracked the Russell's Reserve Final Flight ADHD pick. It's lovely. Rick House vibes. Hell yeah, Richard. I love that pick. So good. I mean, I feel like you need to hear this. The world is better for you being in it. Thank you. Thank you so much. You are such a sweetheart. That makes me, you know what? I didn't need that. I did need it. Everybody could use that a little bit, you know? Kitchen clock. First time to catch a live. Well, jeez Louise, don't set your clock back a half hour ago. It was bad. It's going to get better, though. Shit's going to get much better. River Roots is surprising the heck out of me with their sourced barrels. Right? Agreed. Definitely agreed. Well, now I'm sure it's Scotch. Oh, man. Kind of like when I was pregnant, I smelled the Downy sheets in the grocery store back. Dude, maybe I'm pregnant. That explains some stuff. That would explain some stuff. Big time. You definitely have super smell. I could be an X-Man. Oh my gosh, what X-Men would I be? What animal has a keen sense of smell? Like Wolverine. Who are the other X-Men? Wolverine. Shit. I can't let my ignorance out of the bag like that. I'd be Fat Dog. The good smeller. What's this Chris say? Did you get hit by a radioactive spider in Nevada? I don't know. Is there such thing there? Let me tell you what. Nevada, weirdest state ever. The weirdest, absolute, strangest state ever. First thing. So we drove there. It took us from where we're at in Colorado to Reno, because we went to Reno first. It took us like 12 and a half hours drive time. You know, stops, add stuff, but in the vehicle itself, like 12 and a half hours. Past the salt flats, I didn't know I was going to pass those. Everybody was sleeping, and I was just like, oh man, salt flats, everybody. But I didn't expect Nevada, and excuse my ignorance, geography and stuff. I'll get better at it. I wasn't expecting it to be so mountainous. A very mountainous state. Very mountainous state. Super mountainous. But lots and lots of open spaces, and I saw my first mirage. Oh my gosh, we'll get to that in a second. I gotta get some shit started here. To hear Matt Koff, join the channel membership. That's funny. 99 apples. That was, yeah, 99 apples. That's kind of what reminded me. Crown Royal Golden Apple. No, it was Hibiki 21. $500 MSRP. Holy moly. That's insane. Jeez Louise. Had an unbroken tasting room. Awesome, dude. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. The March releases are fantastic. Might also explain some stuff. I don't even know what the heck Jason's gonna be talking about. Oh yeah, by the way, Jason Kobe, I owe you an email again. April 11th. April 11th is, first thing, a very special person to me's birthday. She's little and amazing. And also the kickoff to Matt Madness on Friday, April 11th. So mark your calendars, everybody. Mark your calendars. The bracket will be released soon. But April 11th, with or without me, Matt Madness starts. Can you just drive right on the Bonneville Salt Flats, or is it controlled access? I just drove by them. It looks like there are people who try, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure. I didn't see anybody out there. There were people walking. It's like you pull over and walk on them. But I don't know. Actually, you know what? I think you can, because I know somebody who has gone out there before. I know somebody who's driven their car out there, like the max speed run. But then again, that was years ago, so maybe they destroyed all the fun. They probably do that. Nobody can have fun anymore. You can drive out there? Yeah. Bring the Maverick out there and just kicking up sand. Oh, be sweet. Richard, have you tried Heaven Hill 19 weeded yet? No, sir. I got invited to a super special event at Heaven Hill in April. And actually, let me see something. Well, how's Michigan doing, by the way? Oh, University of Michigan, 0 points. Idiots. Freaking 0 points. 30 seconds into the game. But let's see here. I want to see if I had... Oh, no. Oh, that's cute. I had an opportunity to go to Heaven Hill for a special release with Alec Bradley, the sponsor of this live stream, longtime channel sponsor, and to do some really cool things, but I just couldn't swing it. But I received an email today, and I'm wondering if it would have been a problem anyway. I'll tie this all together. Everything is getting tied together tonight, like it or not. I have to search for it. No. Yeah. It's at the end of April, and it was... See, let me tell you guys some of the things that I've passed up doing. One, because of my stupidity and ignorance and not reading messages in time. Other things because I can't do it. This one was exclusive cigar and whiskey pairing event at Heaven Hill. A 3-course meal and a cigar and whiskey pairing. You try to do Heaven Hill 19 before it releases at a gift shop. Damn! Had to miss out on it. But also, I got a notification today for jury duty the day before that. So guess what? I'm glad I didn't make it happen, really pulled all the strings to have to have it happen, because that would have been so bad. Jury duty. I've been called for jury duty 3 times since we moved here in 3 years or 4 years. Seems like a lot. My wife as well. I'll go to Heaven Hill in your place. I know, right? Some BK Swedish fish tonight. Oh, not, I'm hoping that performs well in the Ascots. The Swedish fish got sent off to the Ascot Awards. Fingers crossed that it does well in the weeded bourbon category. Speaking of the Ascots and Barrel King, I want to get into these couple releases, the brand new releases from Barrel King. Before I get into, I have 2 bottles that I picked up in Vegas we'll talk about. But let's talk about these. Let's sip through these while we talk about the Nevada trip. America. Ooh. Nice. That's nice. This is April release, batch 106, 112.5 proof. Barrel King offering. Please let me be able to taste this correctly. So in April we have 106 and 107. Look at that fantasy label, still so pretty. Damn. 107 and 106. I'll pour 107 also to get some air in it. Let it get some air. America. There's 107 there. I gotta quit putting whiskey on my computer. I think I would have learned my lesson. You just finished Jury Duty this week. By the way, have you guys ever watched the show Jury Duty? The show that was, I think they're making another season of it, but the show Jury Duty, hilarious. Such a great, it's like they do a fake trial and everybody in the courtroom, all the jurors who are sequestered and everybody, they're all actors except for one juror. And it's great. It's a great show. If you're looking for something to watch and you haven't watched Jury Duty is fantastic. It definitely is. Swedish Fish made my top 5 BK releases on my Member Monday video release this week. Hell yeah, Tony. I love that blend. And going back to it now, I pick up on a little more weeded funk than I did when I blended it. But in general, it is a delicious weeded bourbon without the pitfalls of weeded bourbon. I know when weeded bourbon gets old, it gets tremendous. But being a 7-year, loved it. All right, so this is 106. Oh. Yeah, no. This is very citrusy. Oh, whoa. How is that? The sticker for this one, 106, is ding, Harmony. It's Bluegrass Breakdown. Batch 106, Harmony. It is mostly Indiana bourbon, put together in Missouri. It's got a touch of that Kentucky Wild Turkey in there, and a hair of 4-year Southern Distilling Co. But it's the majority 8, 9, and 11 year MGP. And it is like a citrus. Man, that smells. It's like maybe a hint floral, very, very tea-like and citrus. I like that. Wonder what it'll smell like when my cold goes away. When you have a cold, though, this, especially the one I got, this smells tremendous. Whoa. That is good. That is good. Hits hard at first, builds, and then kind of rushes off the sides of the palate, kind of runs down. Great finish. I think that a lot of my tasting tonight is going to be majorly focused on experience, the tasting experience, rather than very specific tasting notes. Because getting very specific about tasting notes, number one, it's hard when your tasting abilities are lowered. But also, I'm not sure how accurate they are right now. So I don't want to be giving out a bunch of tasting notes that are inaccurate. But drinking wise, that drink's fantastic. I like that. Obviously, I like it. Yeah, Bobby, I'm sick as shit. Started it a few days ago. I just started getting a cough in Las Vegas, and I thought it was from all the cigarette smoke. And then coughed all the way home yesterday driving, and then woke up this morning full blown friggin' like terrible feeling like crap. Have you tasted the original choose your own finishes you got samples of against your final release finishes? Shockingly got none of the notes I was expecting from your tasting video. Really? I have honestly I have not. I don't have the. I'll have to taste them. I'll be at Barrel King next weekend. I'll be in Missouri, so I'll have to retaste those. None of the notes. That ain't good, but if they were a little bit, I don't know, maybe there was just like a little bit less of the like the flavored barrels added to them, or maybe more, depending on what you tasted. My video got edited more than your 1 hour long shoots. Dude, Tony, my videos take so long to edit. It's super bad. Not good at all. News about whiskey, what's going on? I'll get good. I don't know how much pollen is in Las Vegas. You know what causes sickness? It's having young kids. I know. It's definitely that. That's definitely a huge part of it, for sure. That and being around a ton of people. But anyway, so we went to Reno first. The drive there, I was shocked with the mountains. Reno, not exactly super cool, like super nice, you would say. We didn't stay downtown, thankfully. We stayed like just outside of downtown, at Atlantis, I think it is. We stayed at Atlantis, which is, hotel casino, just like everywhere else. But the bowling event was downtown. So I went downtown to watch practice the day before the event. Ran into Jason Belmonte, on the street as he was walking to practice, and he ignored me like I was going to beg him for money and to offer to rub his feet for a shekel. Nice guy, probably, but he probably was sick of Reno. And just walking around that place, not great. Not a great place to be walking around. But the event on Saturday, the PBA World Championships, was awesome. We had a great time. Rich Hansen from Brunswick, he's a product development manager for track bowling. I shot him a message and I was like asking him for advice, because it wasn't, when you go to these events, this one anyway, at the National Bowling Stadium, they don't sell tickets. It's like first come, first serve for their seating. And I don't know how busy they are, like how early you need to get there to make sure you get a good seat. So I just sent him a message and I was like, hey, he's a viewer of the channel. Friggin' rich. Hell yeah. Sent him a text and I was like, hey, any advice on like to get some good seats? Like what should be, thinking in my head that maybe like what doors to go in, if there are different doors, like how early to get there? Like, do we need to be there earlier? Anyway, Rich pulled out friggin' all the stops and got us 4 seats directly behind the bowlers in the VIP section, reserved seats. And awesome. The kids loved it. Carissa loved it. I obviously loved it. It was an amazing time. Pollen in Las Vegas is really high right now. Well, I took my allergy pills. I made sure I took my allergy pills. Badass seats, I know. They were really, really good seats. But yeah, these were sitting on the seats. Yeah. How neat is that? It's friggin' neat. Big shot. I'm a big shot over here. No, not really. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. After that, great show. The next day, we checked out and we started driving to Las Vegas, where I saw my first Mirage. I have a keen eye for a lake, and I've been told this several times. I can feel a lake approaching, or like when I see like land in the distance. A reservoir is the easiest, right? But like I see lake beds, and I'm like, you come over this hill, and I'm like, oh, lake bed, old lake bed, obvious. Oh, it's dried up lake bed, except for there's still some water down there in the lake. It must be damn near all dry, except for down there. You can see the water down there, and the water is off in the distance in this dried up lake bed, and it is black. You can see in the distance, and it's got like the little vaporization, like it looks like it's, evaporating into the air in the distance. And I keep driving. This is on I-15 interstate. Is it 15 east? I don't know. Anyway, just driving past this dried up lake bed, and I'm getting closer to the water and closer to the water and closer to the water and getting closer to the water. And I'm like, holy shit, there's no water. Like it's about to disappear. There's no water there. It just kept like getting further away and further away. And then like the vapor is, like, I was like, that's a mirage. That's like, it's just like they show on, it's just like a cartoon. Wife was sleeping. Kids were doing either on their iPads or sleeping. Had nobody to talk to about it. Nobody. But I was so pumped. First Mirage I've ever seen. And it was real, legit, like just the way they say. I can't imagine being super thirsty and then seeing that lake bed, because I'd be like, oh, you only got to make it that far. Except for you make it that far and it's not there anymore. You're dead. And dry and dead. Thanks a lot, Mirage. That was cool. I was ended in 5 going north-south, so it must have been 15 south. 15 south? If only it was a Russell's Reserve 15 Lake. Excellent. Looking forward to the memoirs. Oh my gosh. It was so neat. That's how you know you're getting old. When you're watching television, and you're watching a sports game, and there's a kid on there whose dad you watched play this for the same sports team. And when you get excited about seeing a Mirage, and I'm like, oh my, is that a? Please fool me. Please don't actually starting to root for no water. You know what I mean? If I was walking, I would be voting the opposite direction. I'd be voting for please be water. But as I got closer and closer and realized that the water was getting further and further away, and it wasn't exactly looking like water anymore, I was like, please don't be there. Please be a Mirage. Totally was. Friggin' totally was. Oh, the desert. Love it. All the towns, though, in Nevada are also, whenever you roll through a town in Nevada, it is like, remind me a lot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a couple of them. Big time. Not really places, I'm sure that the folks there are nice, and they're great. But, just want them to be left to themselves. Don't really want to bother them too much. Every time I rolled through, I'm like, please. It's weird, though, right? It's like, you'd hope you wouldn't break down in the desert. So it's just crossing the fingers the whole time, like, I don't want to have to walk down this driveway and knock on that house's door. I don't want to end up in the basement on meat hooks, It would have happened, too. In a couple of those towns. Scary state, Nevada. We get to Death Valley, and small town in Death Valley. We take a left, and cars are stopped. And I'm like, what's going on here? Guess what was going on there? First person who guesses what was going on in the intersection gets a high five. Let's hear it. What do you think? What do you think traffic was stopped for in Death Valley? And by traffic, I mean there's probably 3 cars and me. Stopped in the road. What do you think it was? Might be more like freaking desserts. Oh, I love desserts. Did you roll by the Clown Hotel? Yes. Actually, I think there's a couple of them, but yes, the Clown Hotel. We did. And how about no? Is that a real thing? Is the Clown Hotel, is that like a famous thing? Is it the famous Clown Hotel? We did drive by it. It looked extra creepy. Please don't ever, like, can you imagine having to check in there? You're like, oh no, like, we're whatever reason, radiator leak. Oh, terrible. What are we gonna do? What we gotta stay at the Clown Motel? No. Wait till you see your first quicksand. I don't know if there's ever, like, is there a definition of quicksand, but I've been in quicksand before. I've been in quicksand up to my tits almost. I'm not sure if it's the same quicksand you're talking about, but it was sand that you stood in and swallowed you. And the only way to get out was to have somebody holding a stick and pulling you. Lost some good shoes in there. Almost lost some good tits. Mine. Into school with a girl named Mirage? No, you didn't. Now you see me night up. Boom. Armadillo? Nope. Meth head? Maybe, but no. Close. Tumbleweed? Nope. Rain? No. Mules? Getting closer. Lady selling tamales? Maybe. Tumbleweeds? No. Hippies? Mm-mm. Couldn't handle the static. Bison? Nope. Saw some bison. Saw wild horses. I'm not sure. You know what? Mules might actually be the correct answer. They're donkeys. Freaking donkeys in the road. A bunch of donkeys. Wild donkeys. Just hanging out. Hey, Shrek, are we there yet? In the middle of the road. Oh, well, I loved them. I wanted to bring one back. They had the teeth. So cute. I had to wake up. I woke up the family for that one. I was like, look at this. Freaking donkeys. Loved them. Every last one of them. Batch 106 of Barrel King is a mouth pleaser. I cannot wait until I can actually pick up on some tasting notes. But very oily. The finish is everlasting. In this thickness, I'm picking up on a lot of caramel. The citrus that was on the nose might be there on the palate, but I'm not sure. This is terrible doing this when you can't. Like, what's the point, Matt? Why did you even do this? Why would you even? That's fine. That's fine. Just got to pull it together. Elk. Oh. Buford T. Justice Roadblock. I wouldn't. If Buford's a good name for a donkey. Nothing wrong with being up to your man boobs and things. That's right, Thrasher. Aaron Jade, great show. Thanks, Aaron. Thank you for being here. Waffles. Never knew they were open-range donkeys. Oh, yeah. Unless, of course, they're considered mules. What's the difference between a mule and a donkey? Let's find out. The mule versus donkey. A mule is a hybrid resulting from breeding a male donkey with a female horse. So couldn't. So I don't think that there's any wild mules. Well, a donkey is a separate species from horses. Huh. But I'm pretty sure that's what you meant. When you said mule, I'm sure you meant donkey. Unless, like, wait, are they getting freaky on the range? Is there, like, donkeys and horses getting it on? Let me ask. Are there wild mules? Enter. No, there are no naturally occurring wild mules, as mules are a sterile. Oh, they're sterile. Oh, that's fine. I'm sterile now. So, looks like mules get vasectomies. So there are no wild mules. Interesting. But wait a minute. Mules are a sterile hybrid. Hold on a second. They're a sterile hybrid between a male donkey and a female horse. So, just because a mule is sterile doesn't mean that a mule can't be wild, because the horse and the donkey aren't sterile. So if they were to, like, crawl into bed, read a good book, Netflix and chill, whatever, and then have a product of, that, then it could be a mule. So there's no, like, mule on mule mules. So I don't necessarily believe this answer to be true, because it doesn't matter if a mule is sterile if a mule is the product of a horse and a donkey. Huh. Anyway. Passed by a semi-hauling, my first one of these I've ever seen. I've had a CDL before, obviously, drove buses, class B CDL, passenger endorsement, airbag endorsement, all that crap, air brake endorsement, I mean. But the first time I've ever seen a radioactive placard on the back of a semi before. It looked like it was hauling. This is out by I'd say probably 100 miles outside of Las Vegas, roughly, hauling something that looked like either part of a nuclear weapon or something that they were going to put into space. It looked like some sort of, it was like a spherical thing, like white and gray, but a radioactive placard on the back of it. It's the first one of those I've seen on the highway. This is batch 107 from Barrel King. Let's see if I can pick up on the differentiations here. Ooh. Yeah, that is so sweet and delicious. Sorry, Matt, go blue. That's fine. You can be wrong. That's all right. Is Area 51? I think so there's like stuff for Area 51 out there. I must have passed right by it. Depends on how much the donkey has to drink. So just as a jump on, and you're talking about donkeys and cereal, saw some wild donkeys in Nevada. Okay. Wild donkeys can happen. Right. Mules can't reproduce. Right. Arizona. Crap. I need to keep up with chat better. What's the blend for 107? So the 107 is the same as 106, but it is it's a fantasy edition. So the fantasy edition, I'll get you the sticker in a moment. The 107 is the same thing, but it's topped off with the chocolate and vanilla finished barrel. And it is called, are you ready? Ba-pow. Berry Royale. Batch 107. Look at that sleeve. The bracelet. So nice. So hot. So it's like 8-year 21% MGP, 11-year 36% MGP, and 9-year 36% MGP. And then they added a little bit of an old SIB Plus, one of the 11-year with 9-year added to it. One of those added a little bit to that. And then this one was topped off with the vanilla chocolate barrel. But power of suggestion, it is so berries. Man, very berry. Man, I wish my nose was working greater. Ooh. Shit. There is like 50% of my tongue not working, which is no excuse. I can tell that it's sweeter. I can tell that the mouthfeel is slightly different. But I cannot pick up on freaking flavors tonight. And I'm not going to lie to you and fake it. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I get this and that. If I can't taste it properly, then I will not give you notes, which you would think would be, obvious. But I don't know. A lot of fakers out there just faking it up. You know what I mean? Oh, that feels so nice on the palate. Oh, you faker. Some people. I'll try it again. It's weird because I can smell better than I can taste. This might be a fruitless venture. Ooh. There's a little bit more. Maybe raspberry, but that is basically just based off of the tang that I picked up on. Damn it, this sucks when I can't do my job. Ugh, crap. It's okay. It's okay. Tomorrow, everything will be back to normal, and I'll be able to shoot my Barrel King video and have proper tasting notes, and everything's going to be great. Hit the thumbs up. Damn it. Or else. Ritz crackers and Cool Whip. Look out. Roswell is not Area 51. Yeah, Roswell's New Mexico, right? Man, she had horses and donkeys in the 10,000s. Some chiefs would have 100 horses. I probably couldn't even handle one. They'd be like, you don't listen to this guy. Listen, if there's alien talk, am I missing alien talk? Because I need to hear more alien talk. Oh, you went to high school with a girl named Barry Royale? Yeah, that's everybody did. Yeah. Tony, I need to have the video done tomorrow. Because it's got to be ready for the member email on the 1st. Crap. Not great. Area 51 is Air Force Base in Nevada. So that's what I passed by. Roswell is the alleged crash site of the UFO in New Mexico. They supposedly took the debris from Roswell to Area 51. Makes sense. Batch 106 for sure. I could taste 106 more than I could taste 107, but I think that that's a timing issue, not necessarily a flavor issue. But I'll tell you this, the mouthfeel on 106 is great. Christian, what's up? Mojo's in the house. S4, White Sands, A51. It's a lot of stuff. Oh, my goodness gracious. When I lived in Vegas, the Dodgers had a minor league team called the 51s. Huh. You might see a partial eclipse of the sun if you're up north in a few. No kidding. In a few minutes? If you're up north in a few minutes, it's 8:30. Mountains. Like up north in the West Coast or what? April 1st isn't until Tuesday. Yeah, I know. I guess. But I promised a video for Sunday, which when I tell my body to do something, it does it. All right. Like, feel better. It'll do it. I'll be ready to rock. If a mule is a male donkey and a female horse, then what is a female donkey with a male horse? I don't know. Probably a dead donkey. Groom Lake is another name for everything. Is so listen. Nevada, way more mountains than I thought. Nevada, creepy towns. Nevada, probably not somewhere you want to break down in the middle of nowhere at. They're like nearest gas station, 136 miles. And then I see like a cyber truck passing me. I'm like, good. I hope to goodness that you are prepared because where I just came from, I don't think that they have anything to plug into. Maybe like they might plug in your Cybertruck to like a cigarette lighter or something, but they barely had gas. Oh, weird state. And then out of nowhere, we're 24 miles, I think, from Las Vegas or 22 miles from Las Vegas. And I was like, oh, the Space Needle. Or, I mean, stratosphere. Hey, there's stratosphere. And Krista was like, from 20 miles away. I'm like, yeah, it's like right there. Like it's so at that area in that area, it's like so I think you're a little bit higher elevation than the city itself, giving you a perspective on it. But yeah, you can see shit for a long way away. So we got to Las Vegas, checked in. We stayed for 3 nights at the Flamingo. And Flamingo, super nice when you get there. Elevators are, that's when you start to see that what you're in for. Not a terrible experience, not a great experience. Room was okay. Wasn't super clean, but it was much cleaner than I thought it would be. Got a nice view of a parking garage, and you always hope for a great view. Didn't get a great view, but it was still good. Got to see from our room. We could see the very top of the fake Eiffel Tower. Not bad. But we went for a walk, and the girls we walked to the Bellagio and watched the fountains, the Bellagio fountains. And what did we do that night? Oh, we ate dinner at um shit. There's this place you exit the damn it. How did we even get there? It's like an alleyway almost. It's like an alleyway, and there's a Chippendales there because obviously there's a Chippendales there because they're outside, and they're all hey, we're Chippendales, and I'm like, are you taking applications? Do you have a necktie large enough for me? Because what's up? Um, we ate at a restaurant there. Girls had some milkshakes. It was a nice meal. My youngest almost ran her face into a pasty covered breast. That was probably the least appropriate thing that happened. We just walked around a corner and there was a nice, gentle lady there, and she was promoting her business with her breasts out and with a star on them, a nice shiny star. And my youngest was walking on the inside of me going around the corner, not the outside of me. And she almost smacked her forehead right off the lady's boob. She didn't though. It was a close call. She did at one point say that she felt that this place is inappropriate, but that was only the first day. After that, it's golden. Nothing. That was the first night was they saw the weirder things. Not super weird, but weird enough for him. Like I told my 9-year-old to stop learning, to forget how to read for the evening. Is that the link? Ooh, I think so. The LINQ. So there's like it's like an alleyway with everything going down. There's an In-N-Out burger there, which we had twice. Not that location, but a separate location. In-N-Out burger, so freaking good. In-N-Out burger is pretty good burger. they've got good burgers. Yeah, there's that. Yeah, we went to the Hershey store. We made it to all those stores. I love Vegas. Everyone should go at least once. It is pretty neat. Just tuned in. May have to tune out after seeing the hoodie. Hey, sorry, man. Tom Izzo, native Youper, Iron Mountain, baby. Gotta represent Tom Izzo while he's there. Walking Sleep after 5 p.m. is a clown show, and I agreed, not kid friendly at all. Yeah. Did we go to In-N-Out? We went to the In-N-Out that was over by South Point. So we went bowling twice. The first time we went bowling as a family, the Promenade, that's what it was. Nailed it. That's what it is. The Promenade. Right by the Ferris wheel, yeah. The kiddos loved seeing the Sphere as well. That was super cool. Do I dare? You know what? I want to try one of these River Roots barrels. I want to try the big bad one, the big bold one, to see if anything can spark these taste buds. It'll be this. One of the River Roots barrels I picked. 126.64 proof, 12-year, 4-month River Roots pick. Indiana rye whiskey. Let's try this. Wow, it's my faculties are that goes to show. That's so subtle compared to like what that smells like. It's like I'm smelling everything through 4 flannel shirts covering the glass. Even with my keen sense of smell, 4 flannel shirts is a lot. Still smells good though. Smells very, very golden and delicious. Stoked for your River Roots picks. I'm sipping the BJ's 11.5-year pick right now, and it's outstanding. So the barrels I had to choose from were all super, super damn good. This is what we ended up picking. Picked 2 barrels. One of them is this 12-year, 4-month Indiana rye. It's 126.64 proof. An absolute flavor bomb, like a full experience. And when ryes are that old, 12.5 years old, it's not like the younger barrel proof. It adds this depth of character to it, so it's a fully formed, functional friggin' rye whiskey at super high barrel proof. So I chose that barrel, which there were a few other barrels that were in the same proof range, but I picked that one because it was so bold. And that one is called Red Sky at Morning, because there's an old saying, red sky at morning, sailor take warning, red sky at night, sailor delight. So the other barrel I picked was a 13-year, 105 proof Indiana rye that is much more subdued, but it has all the best qualities of like rich, oily, delicious, aged, complex rye whiskey, but at a much more like casual approach to it. Something you're going to find yourself dissecting more than the higher proof offering. The higher proof offering is more of like a bam, and the lower proof 13-year is more of like a classy friggin' like Ron Burgundy sipper. And that one is called Red Sky at Night, Sailor's Delight. So this one is, the 13-year is this one. That is what the label will look like. It's Red Sky at Night, Sailor's Delight. Little loon there in the water. And then the 126 proof 12.5-year is Red Sky at Morning, Sailor Take Warning. So there's that. Those are the 2 River Roots labels. I think that they turned out awesome. They're going to look beautiful on their bottles with the copper wax. But what's inside is what matters the most, and it's fantastic, delicious rye. I grew up on basically the Great Lakes with my parents. My dad, he's a boat guy, a boatman. And we spent a lot of time on Lake Superior, like traveling all over the place. We've been to Isle Royale several times as a family when we were kids on our boat. Like we had like a 28-foot cabin cruiser, and we'd all stay on the boat for a couple weeks out there, come back home. So I spent a lot of time on the water as a kid. Did I throw up a lot? Yeah. Did I have motion sickness? Yes. Was I keeping Dramamine in business? Some would say yeah. But I don't know. The older you get, the more you kind of cherish your younger days and like when you were a kid and stuff. And I thought there was no better way to like, I don't know. Looking at these two different barrels, it made perfect sense. It was like kind of like a Beauty and the Beast kind of thing, but in a way that sort of like fits my life and is a callback to when I was a kiddo. Little fat kiddo throwing up over the side of a boat. Thrasher says, went to Vegas for the first time in the summer. One thing that I tell people now is to bring 2 or 3 extra pair of underwear per day because you'll walk around outside, you'll need them. So luckily when we were there, it was not super hot. It was 80s. 80s is doable. Yeah, if you go in the summertime, yeah. And hydrate. Hydration's key. Of the 5 samples from River Roots, were any immediately out? Just one. There was one that was in the 100. It's in the same lot of barrels as the high proof one I picked. That was just harsh to me. It didn't like have a lot of character to it, whereas the other ones did. It was just kind of like a sharp and bold for no reason. But they were all really damn good. That's not a sailboat. I know. I'm gonna have to get one or both just because the labels look really nice. All the River Root stuff looks really nice. Yeah, I agree. Their bottles are really, really, really sharp. Will it be offered in a 2-pack or just singles? I'm sure they're just one at a time because not everyone's gonna buy 2. And I don't have the. All I do is pick the barrels and then send you the way to buy them. So I don't know. Maybe Ryan can put them in a 2-pack. I'll have to ask. Wow. Yeah. Even with the cold, that is a big enough whiskey to like make me feel it. Still can't taste much of it, but 126 proof is like big. It tastes big and it tastes rye even through this cold. It's hard to get past the cold layer with even a little bit lower proof, more subtle bourbon. But the 95.5 rye at 126 proof it'll puncture some shit. It'll like, kind of like nailing an ice pick through the layer of sickness and hitting a nerve in your tongue. You're like, wow, there's something there. There's that. Wow, I feel pretty much worthless not being able to taste anything. That sucks. I guess we can just continue to talk about the trip if you want to hear about it. If not, then I'll just talk to myself. But do we know the price yet? It's whatever Cameron was selling his for. It's same pricing. Oh boy, let's see. I don't think pricing has changed at all. But crap. I know it was talked about at one point. And I don't want to just say a number. I think 120. Yep, 120. And $120 for 12 and a half year and 13-year ryes. I know $120 is expensive for whiskey, but for the quality of whiskey and the age of it is a good ass deal. $380. Cameron lining his pockets or what? Everything he sells is $380. Well, how do you think the Cameron can afford to buy all the big bottles? You know, $10 a year. Yeah. I'm gonna listen to nothing but yacht rock when drinking your River Roots picks. Nice. Got to get some nice dock shoes. $380. Cancel a lot of those, so you have to be more specific. How many has he done? He's done quite a bit, I think. Yeah, their pricing is really good. I don't have any yields yet, but that's that. My mom says, I have to laugh. Your dad said that while he was drinking one of his go-to whiskeys, it was like drinking dirt after drinking Barrel King. That says a lot. And it's also, depending on what one of his go-to whiskeys was, whatever it was, yeah, I could picture that for sure. Oh, geez. He's got like 6 more lined up, I bet. There's those. So I only bought 2 bottles when we were on our trip. I started to shoot a bourbon hunting video in Reno, but the first store I couldn't find parking at. And then I tried to go back to it, and I still couldn't find parking. Hey, no, that's not true. Kind of, but not true. Kind of true, but not true. I couldn't find parking when I went there the first time. On my way to the PBA practice, I was going to stop at this first store. Couldn't find parking, so I was like, I'll just get it on the way back. On the way back, I stopped at another store. It took me forever to figure out how to park without getting towed. But anyway, I did. Freaking figured it out. Text to park, whatever. Text to park. Then I went to this place. I think it was called Death and Taxes. Turns out it was like a bar and not a liquor store. They did have a back room that had they had a little bottle shop inside of there, which is really cool. But it wasn't like necessarily a store. Ran into a viewer there, which is friggin' awesome. He came walking out and he was like, I know you. And I was like, I don't know. He's like, I watch your channel. I was like, no kidding. And he's like, I just got some old fashions and some pours of birthday bourbon. Ken? Maybe his name is Ken. If it's not Ken, I'm super sorry. Shouldn't even throw a guess out there. I'm just bad at that. And then I was like, you got an old fashioned. What is this, not a store? And he's like, no, it's a bar. I was like, oh, I'm stupid. Then I went inside. Awesome place. The little back room bottle shop area that's through a hidden door. They wanted like $550 for like Rhetoric and Orphan Barrel Rhetoric. And I was like, that's probably, I shouldn't even have asked. But I asked and then I said, no, okay, never mind. But anyway, super cool place. If you're ever in Reno and you want a good bourbon bar, I think it's called Death and Taxes. Left there, and then I was like, I'm going to walk to the other store that I was originally going to go to because it was only like 2 blocks away. So I started walking there and got super nauseous. I started Wegovy a couple weeks ago. Not going to drop another 100 pounds and lie about how I did it. I started Wegovy a couple weeks ago, and I developed this weird thing where I feel nauseous out of nowhere, and then I sneeze. And I feel better. Now, this has been happening quite often, where I'm like, but I was walking there and I was like, oh no, I'm going to throw up for sure. So I stopped, and then I started to do the nauseous sweats, and I'm like, oh boy. You know what? Screw that store. So I walked back to the truck. I sneezed, felt better. And then I started driving there. I'm like, I'm going to find a place to park there, and then we'll go in. But I couldn't find a place to park the second time. Although I was trying to walk there originally, just couldn't do it. Couldn't get there because of the old nauseousness. Nausea. What else do we do in Reno? Nothing there. in there's so many things I wanted to tell you guys. Oh, I only got 2 bottles in Vegas. So we turns out, oh, I actually went into a couple other liquor stores in Reno, and they were around the National Bowling Stadium downtown. And I was like, liquor store. And I'm like, they say that the sketchiest liquor stores sometimes have the best liquor, right? Sometimes they got the best bourbons. You just got to go in them. No, those ones just had like 3 bottles of whiskey behind the counter and next to the shotgun, and didn't spend more than 30 seconds in there. Sorry, see you later. Left. But I'm going to make a video about how bad of a bourbon hunter I am because of several reasons. But when we got to Vegas, I was like looking for stores, and I only ended up going to one store, but I got these 2 bottles. I got the new 1924. That was $115 at Lee's Discount Liquor. It's a big ass store. It's called Lee's Liquor. Lees. So the 1924, and then I couldn't. It's $180. The old granddad, 16-year. It doesn't even. It doesn't even. Oh no, there's. I was just looking at this, thinking that it didn't say 16 years old anywhere on the label. Look at it. Look at it. It doesn't say. I used to have a light back there, but I knocked it off at the beginning of the stream. It doesn't say 16 year anywhere on the label, except for the red 16 behind the entire thing. I don't know. I adore this bottle. I think this is such a pretty. Maybe my style's terrible and I have bad taste, but I think that this bottle is just. I love it. I don't know why I love it so much. America. I don't even know why I'm going to try to taste it because I'm not going to be able to taste anything. I'll just imagine it's an oaky dream. So those are the 2 bottles I got while I was in Vegas. Obviously, there'll be a review of both of them on the channel soon. And since there hasn't been very many reviews at all lately, expect an influx of ADHD whiskey videos showing up on your feed. Please watch them. Even if you don't watch them, just hit play and let it play through. And when it's over with, just know you did me a solid. A good thing. What's Dustin Tony saying? Tony says that was me, man. Damn it. I need to make sure that. I need to pay more closer attention. Independent Joe's in the house. Matt Madness competitor. Tasting notes in nautical terms. Learning about bourbon has been the worst. My budget doesn't match my requirements. Isn't that the case with everything? Pretty sure it's the case with everything. Like housing, vehicles, pretty much everything. But just know that whatever you're tasting, whatever you're having, it's not that different. And if you enjoy it, if you like what you're drinking, then love it. Then enjoy it. We just all turn into snobs at some point. I think I'm picking up a subtle oak, a sweet subtle oak. If you're just tuning in, I'm sick. And I'm literally tasting things for basically no reason. That was not smart. I had a stream tonight. I haven't had a video out in a long time. I skipped last Friday's live stream because we were in Reno, and I couldn't not. Ew, what is that? Icky. Something. Soap? Oh, geology. That's what it was. Some face moisturizing cream. It was on my desk. That makes sense. So according to 3/4 of the bourbon community, you picked up 2 of the most disappointing bottles. I like 1924 a lot. I don't think it holds up in a blind flight very well, and I want to compare this one to the previous one. I want to see if there's any distinct changes. I like to test batch differentiations, and then the 16-year-old granddad. As soon as I heard that the 16-year-old old granddad was a thing, and I saw the bottle, there was a part of me, there was a large part of me really wanted to have it. I tasted through it a couple days ago for a few. I don't know, it was not the correct tasting glass, but it was a vessel that was at least made of glass, and it wasn't overly. I mean, I've had samples, but nothing quite hits home as when you bought the bottle and pour it yourself. I think it's good. I think it would have been probably better if it were 114 proof if they did the old command at 114 at 16 years. But maybe that's what's coming this year. Maybe they'll do that this year. I let all your videos play through without watching. Thanks, Jason. I love that about you. These OGD 116 are sitting on stores in Pennsylvania along with Woodford Double Oaked. What would you pick? I'm not drinking Woodford Double Oaked. I don't like double oaked stuff for the most part. Double oaked sounds like something I would double dislike. Crocheting was pretty cheap to pick up, just saying. Yeah, until you need like 24 karat friggin' crochet sticks, whatever they're called. Magic wands, I don't know. With like rhinestones in them. And listen, friggin' yarn is not cheap. You want to build yourself a blanket? Be prepared. That shit's ain't not cheap anymore. There are some good budget bottles, Benchmark, for example. Oh, yeah, I agree. There are good, definitely good bargains to be had. Once you've become so like enamored with being fancy and like needing, I mean, my dad's a good example. He drinks what he drinks, and if I send him good stuff, then he'll enjoy it. But he just drinks what he drinks. So there's plenty of stuff out there that's drinkable, even at lower prices. But I'm imagining that some of the prices are going to have to come down a little bit, especially for places that are sitting on so many barrels. Like maybe we'll get Elijah Craig Barrel Proof 12-year back, or Elijah Craig 12-year back. Can you imagine? That's a great day. When Elijah Craig 12 is a thing, when they bring back the Big Red 12. Big Red 12. I know age statements don't mean a lot. If it's good, it's good. But there's something about Heaven Hill distillate when it gets to 12 plus years old. It just develops into a different animal, a different beast, so much better. And maybe we'll see some resurgence of age statements when the market is kind of like in this dip. That would be nice. Favorite Daily Sippers early times? Heck yeah. OGD 114 and Cooper's Craft 100? Absolutely. OGD 114, $30. All day a day. Crochet hooks, I know. Well, like double oak products. Toasted barrel and double barrel things give me a. It's. I understand why people like them, but for me personally, they give notes that I do not enjoy. Varnish, lacquer, green lumber. They're very sawdusty. Construction site. It's kind of like you're in a sawmill, and whatever gets into your drink, you're drinking it. That, to me, that's what it is. It also leaves an aftertaste that I say when I taste a double oak product or a toasted product, something that's been in another like another new barrel, like that's been recharred. Not necessarily double oaked, but a lot of the toasted stuff, and even toasted double oaked like charred barrels. They just give this taste to me that when I taste it, it tastes fake. It tastes like a fake oak. It doesn't taste like a well developed product. It tastes like a layer of like icing on this bourbon cake that's made out of something that I don't appreciate. I always say that people who like to drink regular sodas and then they drink a diet soda, they say that aspartame has this aftertaste that they immediately know it's a diet product and they don't like it. Double oaked for me is the aspartame of whiskey. It's like it's just a fake flavoring to me. And that's just the way I feel. Can't help it. I wish I liked it more because there's a ton of it out there. Very dry as well, yeah. Oh, wow. Hold on. Whew. Remember I told you about the sneezing and nauseous thing? That's happening right now. Not good. It'll pass. Why is that a thing? Not great. Okay, it's going away. Out of nowhere. Just hits me. Evan Williams 12. Oh, I do love Evan Williams 12. The red label, so good. Oh, thanks, Tony. I felt like I was gonna sneeze, then I didn't. Which is nice. I'm a loud sneezer. I will wake up an apartment complex. I'll wake up an entire level of a hotel with a sneeze. A good sneeze, for sure. That'll happen. Went bowling twice in Vegas. Went to South Point the first time. Freshly oiled lanes. My wife kicked my butt. She bowled her best game ever. She bowled a 219. Her best game ever. And super nice bowling center. South Point is a great place to go to bowl if you're in Vegas. Then we went to 2 days later. We went back to South Point just to bowl again, but they had leagues going like like an old person league, and they didn't have any lanes available. So we had to, moral of the story, call ahead to make sure that they have lanes open because we had to get back into Gold Coast, and Gold Coast not as nice as South Point at all, but not bad. But South Point is a better bowling center in case you like bowling. In-N-Out Burger happened twice. I got the, what do you call it? The double double, maybe? Is that what it is? Liked it. Not a huge fan of the animal fries, like the fries raw dogged them. What else? Anything? Come on, there's got to be more. Kids went to the Coca-Cola place, did a flight of pours from around the world, went to the M&M factory, and paid so much money for M&Ms. Good grief. $1.49 an ounce, and they just have the open spout pretty much into the bag. I think I paid $70 for M&Ms for my children. Or more. Not great. But they had a good time. Went to the Hershey's place. We took the monorail instead of the ride share. The kids went on the monorail, so that was a nice little trip. Monorail, not a lot of people on it. Not a lot of people utilizing that mode of transportation anymore. The Flamingo pool's under renovation, though, except for the family pool, but all the other like pools in the area in that building complex are being renovated, so weren't able to do that. But instead we went to, there's a place called the M Resort, which is past South Point by a few miles, the M Resort, and they have a very nice pool there. And it's like $15 a day. Other thing, Las Vegas pools, shortest hours ever. They're like 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. Because I think they want to get people gambling. They don't want people sitting by the pools, I guess. I was like, check into a hotel's at 4, and then the pool closes at 5. And then the pool opens at 10:30, but checkouts at 11. You don't want people at the pool, do you? It doesn't seem like it. But we got some nice weather, got some sunshine on my goddamn shoulders. Got some nice golden tans happening. Not really. But didn't burn, so that's a plus. Haven't heard of the sneezing, but nausea may be related to the effects of the GI motility. Should improve with time. Yeah, it's not as bad as it was, but it's still happening once in a while. James Morgan's asking about passed on the wood for double $200 pass. It's like Penelope 17-year light whiskey just cracked. Hells yeah. Those are good. The 17-year light whiskeys are good. Excuse me. Listen, the Mirage Lake's a real thing, Mom. It's a real thing. Picked up a WL Weller this week at MSRP. Should go to Vegas with that kind of luck. Oh, you got a William LaRue Weller? Holy crap. That is... I think M Resort has some affiliation with the Raiders. Yeah, I think so too. They had like football statuettes in their lobby. They also had like a Ferrari in their lobby. That I think it was I don't think it was I think it was like a 360, a Ferrari 360 Modena or something like that. One of the cars I wanted when I was a high schooler. So it wasn't like a brand new one, but there's a Ferrari 360 like sitting in their lobby, and it was like an ad for like rental cars or something. But my 7-year-old couldn't give a shit less that a very expensive automobile, like she almost walked right into the damn thing. I was like, whoa. Like, give it some space, girl. Like, geez. Oh, she's completely out to lunch, and I love her for it. But at the same time, like, don't walk into that car in front of all the people and all the cameras. Please. You went to high school with a girl named Medina? Nice. You took that story 360 all the way around. Almost. But yeah, they have a very nice pool there. We were served very expensive drinks and food by a nice lady in a thong bikini. It was great service. I forgot my thong at home. My thong bikini stayed at home, and I wish I would have packed it. So I fit in. But I didn't. And next time, I'll know. I'll learn my lesson. If you have one, bring one. That and binoculars. Because what the hell's happening? You know? Got to be able to see a distance. See, you're on like the friggin'. There's so many things in the distance where you want to see, like, I think I might invest in a telescope. Just for when I go to, like, Vegas, so I can see shit that's, like, you can see so far that you wish you could see far. You're like, what is that way in the, you know? You can only squint so hard. Miss the BK. Listen, Bob, I'm going to tell you this. I've got a cold. I'm sick. Actually, if this were a normal Friday, I wouldn't live stream. But since I haven't live streamed last week and no videos out, I had to live stream. I tried to taste through them, and I can't. My palate is so messed up right now, just from being sick, that I'm picking up on only the boldest of notes, and I'm not even sure if they're accurate. Yeah, this is the 107. And it just smells sweet. Damn it. Sweet. Wish I could give more. But hopefully, tomorrow things have loosened up a bit. I'm able to taste better. I grew up in Flint, Michigan. Sorry, Matt, go blue. That's okay. How in the world is U of M doing right now? That's the question. I know that they were the underdog, but tie game. Michigan and Auburn tie game in the Second half, noise. I used to be into college basketball so much, but watching the state game earlier, I know why I can't. It's like, how many people die every year from watching sports? Like the heart starts racing, you get all clammy, and it's like, probably a lot of stress with sports, especially when they introduced gambling. Sports gambling, that used to not be a legal thing, except for like in places where you could legally gamble. Now you can do it all over the place, apparently. And like, introduce, was that COVID? Did COVID do that? Is that when that started happening? Because it wasn't allowed before at all. And then all of a sudden, everyone's like, this video is brought to you by Bet Your House, betyourhouse.com. If you go to betyourhouse.com and you bet your house on the Michigan Wolverines, we will reimburse you your first house if you lose. But if you lose 2 houses, that's on you. betyourhouse.com. Use code whatever and they'll thank us for your 5 acres and guest house. It's called teeping. Vitamin C. I've been emergencies. My emergency. I used to do that when I was starting to feel sick, but I wasn't able to this time. It was too late. My mom's talking Flint with Bourbon and Bullets. Bourbon and Bullets from Flint. Interesting. The Bourbon and Bullets. Are you familiar with the rap group, the Dayton Family? Flint Town. I love the Dayton Family. I don't know if they'd love me if we were to meet, but I enjoy their music. Anything else we need to get to? Am I forgetting anything special from the vacay? Saw my wife in the bikini a lot. That was great. Everything is so high priced. It's absolutely bonkers and laughable. I don't understand anything. I don't understand anything when it comes to like, geez, hopefully you're not thirsty. And we went to the restaurant we went to on the what was it called? The Promenade. We ate dinner, the 4 of us. I got a Diet Coke. I think Krista got a Diet Coke, but we all got waters, and then with our meal, all 4 of us. But after we ordered, Krista was like, "Oh shit! It says it's $6 for a water, for like a still water and sparkling water, $6 a glass." I was like, "You gotta be shitting me! No way!" Sure enough, right on the menu, still water or sparkling water, $6. Now I don't know if that meant a bottle of it, but it didn't specify. It just said still. I mean, we got still water, all 4 of us. So when we got the check, she was like, "Do you think it's going to be on there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it'll be on there. If it says it on the menu, it'll be there." And when the check arrived, it was not there. So the waitress received the thank you for that. She received the benefit of not charging us $6 a glass for water. Show wife. Okay, talk me into it. Local honey and Manuka honey, oregano oil, and boost your immune system every day. Every day? All right. What's oregano oil? Oregano oil. That sounds like a spicy oil. Knew the song, didn't know the group. That makes sense. Flintstone or the Fab Five? Flintstones. All the way. I mean, Chris Webber, Juwan Howard. Oh man, Stacey King. Mark. The fifth one is always the hardest, but Juwan Howard. Did I say Juwan Howard already? Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Stacey King. Wow, why am I for Jalen Rose? Jalen Rose, and the fifth one's always the hardest. But anyway, tremendous team. Obviously, tremendous team. But Michigan State alumni, even the ones who didn't go, even the ones who didn't make a big, like a big, didn't have great professional careers. Michigan State basketball was like so much fun just because like Mateen Cleaves, Drew Neitzel, a couple point guards that are just crazy good. They didn't make it in the pros, but whatever. That's fine. Morris Peterson, Jason Richardson, tremendous, obviously. Murray Sager, Shannon Brown. Oh, he was on the Laker team with Kobe. Watching Shannon Brown with that Laker team was crazy cool. Magic Johnson was a Michigan State Spartan. Don't forget. The talent throughout the years is craziness. Thumbs down all Izzo. Boo. Jimmy King was number 5. Charlie Bell. So it wasn't, I said Stacey King, but it was Jimmy King. That's right. That's right. Anyway, let me think. Anything else? So we talked about Barrel King. There's going to be a Barrel King video that I'm hoping to have done this weekend for the new releases. That I can actually get into them and taste some things. There's a Stag Junior video or Stag video that is in the middle of being edited that will be released soon. It'll be an OGD 16 video. The 1924 new versus old video. The 13th century products I received. I'm going to do a video for those. A lot of stuff coming up. Matt Madness will begin April 11th. So mark your calendars. That's going to be a big day. I believe I'll be on Jason's channel, Mash and Drum, for the Blend Again finals at the beginning of April as well. If that's still, I have to reach out, but I'm pretty sure that's set in stone for the beginning of April. That'll be a lot of fun. I'll be in Bourbon, Missouri next weekend. So I just got back from a trip and now I'm going to go back. I ordered myself a seatbelt extender again for the airplane. So didn't think I'd have to use one of those ever again. But nothing worse than needing one and not having one. Am I right? Feel bad whoever sits next to me. Because in this moment of my life, I'm large. 294 pounds this morning. It'll come off. It'll come off, and I will no longer need the seatbelt extender. I don't even know if I need one now. But I know when I weighed 320, I needed one for sure. And the last time I flew, I was like 275. It's embarrassing, but I'll get over it. The weight will come off, and then I'll feel less awkward around people on a plane. Flying's terrible when you're fat because you know, and you know what? It's terrible for the people you have to sit around too, but you know it. And maybe it's just a me thing, but I'm very tuned into people's feelings. And I worry about other people's feelings more than mine. That's something that I don't know if it's a positive thing or a negative thing, but it's something that has been with me forever. And I can't help it. I'm more concerned about how other people feel around, and I definitely dissect how people feel, probably too much, overthink it. But the entire time I'm flying, when I'm this fat, I'm like, oh, damn it. Like, I'm trying to like get us, like, I just want them to be comfortable. And I know they're not. And I know, and it's my fault, you know? Do I hide my feelings with food? Sure. But that's not their fault. All they did was pick a seat on a plane. And they hoped it was next to a child or an old lady, not next to Big Green. Also, the thong pool. Felt a little uncomfortable there, being so large. But next time I visit, I'll be super skinny and I'll fit into my thong bikini so well, and I'll fly there on a plane feeling super comfortable with myself. And that's all I got to say about that. That's going to wrap up this live stream, I think. Considering I can't taste shit. I thought Hibiki 21 was possibly a rye whiskey to kick the stream off. It wasn't. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. It was 21-year Japanese whiskey. Tastes like apples, I thought. But that's going to do it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting the channel and always tuning in and spending your Fridays with me. It means a lot. And I owe you a lot of content to make up for the lack of content recently. And appreciate you all. Go blue ever and always. You know what? You can be a Michigan fan. It's not a big deal. Why do people have to fight about other people's sports teams and other people's? It's actually not even a sport. I'm in the mindset always of you do you, boo, and I love you no matter what. I don't care what sports teams you cheer for. I don't care who you want to sleep with in a bed. Don't give a shit. Doesn't affect me. Don't care what church you go to or who you vote for. I don't care what car you drive. I don't care if you shower. I don't care if you hunt. I don't care if I just love people. And if you're a Michigan fan, good for you. Hopefully they make you the happiest they can make you. Unless, of course, they face Michigan State in the Final Four, in which case I'll be rooting for you because I don't care that much. But if you don't care that much, then we'll go into it with an agreement that let the best team win. Do I care about anything? Super specifically. I don't know. If you're a bad person and you don't love people and you don't like children, then I don't like you. And I think that about covers it. But also, kids can be such shits. So who's to say? I don't know. Just go on with your life with love in your heart. And wear that love on your sleeve. And that's how I end this stream. With a bit of love. I'm so sick. I feel like garbage. I'm going to bed. I'm sweating. And I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Good night, everybody. See you next Friday. Videos before then, but next Friday live stream before I head to Missouri. See you next time. Love you guys. Hugs and kisses. Bye, everyone.